Alright guys, I'm all hooked up and I'm headed for Thousand Trails Bay Landing in Bridgeport, which is up near Fort Worth. I'm actually headed for Colorado now. I'll be 2 days at Bay Landing. I got some things I gotta do, like wash clothes a little bit. It's been hot, sticky, and humid down here in East Texas at Silsbee. I didn't do very well in the golf tournament, but didn't expect to, so. Anyway, guys and gals, we are ready to rock and roll and get out of here. So we'll speak at you later. Well, guys, I'm about 2 hours into my trip. Not quite. And I'm still out in East Texas. This is kind of what I see. Rolling hills, woods, small churches. By the way, this is Sunday. Most everybody's in church. Trees and more trees. I'm on Highway 287 headed north. I think where it's gonna take me is up to Crockett, and then I'll cut west over to Centerville, and then from Centerville hit Interstate 45 headed towards Dallas. But just before Dallas, I'll turn off and catch 287 again and go across, and then going around up to Bridgeport. Alright guys, we'll be back in a little while. Hi guys. Yesterday I made it to Bridgeport. I am at Bridgeport's, it's actually called Thousand Trails Bay Landing. But when I got here and got backed in, and I think I did it when I backed in, somehow my trailer pigtail, which is the wiring piece of wire or a harness that goes from the trailer to the car or the tow vehicle, got pinched. And when it did, it blew a fuse. So I knew what I had to do. I was going to have to cut and splice, because at this point in time I don't have the option of going and buying a whole new pigtail, which actually is a pain in the butt to put on, because you got to crawl up underneath the trailer and find out where the wires are, and then do the same thing, cut and splice maybe, or there may be a terminal underneath there. I don't really know at this time, but so I'm doing a cut and splice on the pigtail. I got a piece about, well, you see my fingers there, maybe a little bit, twice that length. Probably about 2 foot of pigtail, 18 inches to 2 foot of pigtail that I had to cut. I had to cut all that back and re-splice all the wires back. Well, that went fantastic, sort of. In some instances, I went and bought, without looking, I went and bought the wrong splicers, crimp connectors. And I probably should have soldered this stuff anyway, but I didn't. Might have been better off if I would have, but again, I didn't. And then tape it, or put free what do they call that, shrink tubing over it. That might have been the better way, but I didn't do that. I just cut and splice. Now if I have any trouble, I'll go back through it, and I'll do the soldering. Buy me some I'll get some tubing, string tubing, and I'll buy me that, and I'll just do the soldering, because that's really a better way to go. But anyway, I got it all done, and then I went to test it out, and I had no turn signals, no brake lights on the trailer. So, but I had running lights. I had my running lights and I had my tail lights, and it's like, okay, why? So into my little RV I went, my little travel trailer, and started looking up the reasoning behind it. Come to find out, all the things that I saw were either a blown fuse, bad ground, or something of that nature. And I thought, no, I've got a good ground, or I wouldn't have running lights. So I went and did the running. I went and checked everything out, and decided, okay, let me plug this pigtail in. And at that point, the only thing I had was a voltometer, and if with the turn signals flashing, I could actually, or for turn signals and really the four-way flashers, I could have gone and find out where it was, whether it was in the car or whether it was in the trailer. I was hoping it was going to be something simple. And so the next thing I do is I go and I'm looking online, and I'm trying to find this fuse, a problem a fuse for a 2008 Ford Expedition. Some of them said it was up under the dash on the passenger side, which is a royal pain to get to. You got to pull out some trim to get to that. Or it was up under the hood. So I'm looking at every single fuse it could say, and then I finally, late last night, I get to one section, and I see the one fuse that I hadn't looked at before, and sure enough, when I pull it out, it's blown. It's a little 25 amp fuse, and thank goodness it's an easy place to get to. It was under the hood. That's the bad thing about cars nowadays. They put things where you can't get to them, or they put them in all separate places rather than one simple location. So this morning I went and got the fuse, and went and got the everything I needed plus some, just in case, because I wasn't sure I had extra fuses. So I decided I'd go buy extras in case something like this, or in case I actually need a fuse for something else along the way. I came back, installed the fuse after I bought it right there in the parking lot of O'Reilly's. Came back and finished. I had one wire come loose, so I finished putting that in, and I taped everything up, each single wire and connector up, just to do one of two. It was actually doing one of two things. Number one was to keep any possible short from happening in each wire, just in case. It was just kind of one of those in case things. And number two, just in case any of the wiring decided to pop loose, it holds it in place. And then I checked it again, make sure I had turn signals, brake lights. Oh yeah, I did buy a monitor after I put the fuse in. I bought also bought a tester. It's only it's a 7-way to 4-way plug tester, but that's all I needed. I didn't need the others. I just needed the 7-way to 4-way. So, because you have actually on 7 ways, you have your turn signals, your brake lights, turn signals and brake lights in one, and then you have your running lights, and then you have a ground. Those are the 4 major ones that are there. On a 7-way, you have the same thing, the turn signals and brake lights, and you have a ground, and you have a hot wire coming in, a battery wire, and then you have a wire for what might be considered backup lights if you have them on the trailer. So that makes up the seven wires. You have the 4 turn signals, brake lights, running lights, and then you have a ground, and then you have number 5 would be the hot wire. Number 6 is the ground backup light, and I forgot what number 7. Oh, number 7 is if you had electric brakes. So after all of that, I looked, and everything was okay. So I came back and I tested it, and it was right, and then I put it together. And each little step that I made, I went back and checked make sure I still had turn signals, running lights, brake lights, all that. And after that, I went to each step, and then I put some shrink tape, taped it all up first, and then I put the shrink tubing over the top of it and heated it up and put it in, and everything was working. And I'm going, oh, thank you, Lord, because I wasn't sure where to go after this. But one of the things here was the major problem. I'm on my way to Colorado, and in doing so, I was going to stay here at Thousand Trails Bay Landing only one night. But in my golf tournament, I didn't do very well, so I wasn't going to have a chance to play on Sunday. So anyhow, this gave me one extra day to kind of do some maintenance work, and also to possibly, if I get a chance, which I will here shortly, get a chance to go and wash clothes. My dreaded chore that I hate doing is washing my clothes. But that's part of it when you're by yourself. So anyhow, I got everything fixed, got it all tubed up, and it all works. And as I said, thank you, Lord, because I didn't want to have to stay here in this part of the world much longer, because some of these campgrounds that Thousand Trails has, and this is one of them, are off the beaten track. Bridgeport is not a very big town, and I don't think it has any type. It has some RV techs in it. I did look up that, and it has some auto parts, but it's not a very big town. It's outside of outside of Fort Worth, about an hour or two, maybe a couple hours, give or take. And then from here to Amarillo, there's absolutely going to be nothing big enough, maybe Wichita Falls, to to get anything done. So I'd actually have to wait till I got to Amarillo, or cancel my trip and go back to Houston, or not Houston, but go back to somewhere with a bigger town where I could get this stuff fixed, and then risk the absolute fact that I didn't have brake lights or turn signals. Not only is this illegal, but it's also dangerous, because people behind you can't tell when you're stopping or when you're turning. Alright guys, I'm going to go outside and show you our site. We'll go do this one on another section, because I've spoken on this one for a long time. And so, hey everyone, this is Vernon coming to you from Thousand Trails Bay Landing. They got their awnings out over there, I see now. And this is the site. It's a pad site for, not really pad site, but the picnic tables on a pad with a grill. There's the number. I've got my awning out part way because I can't put it out all the way for the tree limbs. Let me go up there and show you. See all the tree limbs that are up there. So I can't really get my awning out any farther than what it is. But this is my site. There's a fire pit back there behind it. It's full hookups, although I'm not using full hookups. I wouldn't swear to it, but I swear this tree almost looks like a fig tree. But it's too big to be a fig tree, so I'm not really sure what it is. There's kind of the nasty part of it out there with the dumpster right across the way from us. There's our stuff for our hookups are back here. I don't know if I'm gonna put, because I'm just here for a couple of nights and I'm not using not enough water. I'll tell you what though, for a travel trailer, you see that thing right down there? I love that. That is a Beech, B-E-E-C-H company leveler. Inside I have the other aspect of it that's hooked up, and then it's Bluetooth to my phone. And I tell you what, that leveler saves a whole lot of time. It's like I come in, check the level through the Beech leveling app, and then all I have to do is figure out, it tells me which side is low, which side needs to come up, and I just put that rocker underneath one side, whatever side it tells me to, whatever side is low, and drive up on it or back up on it, and I watch what it's doing through the app on my phone. And when it says I'm level, I stop and make sure everything's okay, and then I'll go back and I can do the front to back pitch too. It's absolutely fantastic. It takes me about 10 minutes at the most to get level, and I don't worry about it till I get to there's my sewer and water if I want water. Probably not. Sewer maybe. I may stick my tube down, my hose down in there and just drain my tanks before I leave. Haven't decided yet. Nice little motorhome over there. But this is site 112 at Bay Landing. Little clubhouse across the street, and the pool's over that way. Normally I wouldn't get a shaded spot. Normally I wouldn't do this. Normally I'd want to be open in the sun, and the reason why is the shade blocks the sun off my solar at night. But I'm not using solar right now, so I am using 120 power. So guys, this is my site, and we will talk at you a little later on the next one. Okay guys, I'm at the laundry facility, and bathhouse is in section 1. It's the only one they have. These laundries are basically 4 machines and 4 dryers. Yeah, dryers are here. Folding table. Excuse me, dryers are here, and the washers are over there. That's about all there is to this one. My stuff is right there. And we're going to go around here to the men's restroom and bathhouse. As you see, there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 sinks. And we have of course, the areas to relieve yourself. And back here, I'm not going to walk completely back, but back here are the showers. And that's about it at this Thousand Trails Bay Landing bathhouse facility. Well, one thing I forgot to mention was the fact that it only cost me $4 total to wash and dry my clothes. Each load of laundry is washers is $2 a piece, and dryers are $2 a piece, depending on what cycle. The longest cycle is about 45 minutes for heavy on the washers, and an hour on any setting on the dryers. All right, gang, we're gonna ride around Colorado River. I mean, this is not Colorado, excuse me, Bay Landing. I just want to see what's here. Basketball courts. I bet your sunset's gonna be really nice. I bet sunset's gonna be great off the lake. Try to get back here tonight before the sun goes down. Guys, those trees right there are mesquite trees. I prefer. That's probably the best barbecue I've ever had with that type of wood. They've used oak. I've had oak. I've had almost everything else. But I love mesquite smoked barbecue. This is Bay Landing. To the cabins. hard to hold this. So I don't know how jerky it's going to be. That's cool, A-frames. They kind of got them marked as such. AF stands for A-frame. Whoops. I really don't know where I am. I guess this would be back in the primitive area. But this is all part of Bay Landing. 1,000 Trails Bay Landing. We ain't riding over this stuff. Here to the left. Oops, oops, oops. That's a boat launch. Ooh, this is rough. All those mesquite trees make so good smoked barbecue. Tell you what, next time I'm gonna put this on the roof. Well, looky there. The wildlife come out. All does. Oh, there's a little buck right there. Yep, that's a little buck looking at us. He's still in velvet. Some more. Guys, the playground's way over there. That's the clubhouse. And we're almost back around, made the loop, come back around to my spot. Alright gang, that's it for now. Hey guys, that's gonna be a gorgeous sunset. About another, I don't know, 15 minutes or so before it drops down behind the trees. Let's look at the rest of the lake. This is called Lake Bridgestone. But the fishing's good. I didn't have time to come and go. No time for me to fish. I'd have been definitely throwing a fly rod out here. Especially right over in that area. They're hitting right now. May not be big bass, but I bet they are hitting. Right over there where I'm pointing to. Probably got 2 or 3 more minutes. We'll have a nice little video of it. Something I don't get to do very often. Something's either going on or I just don't have the time. Yeah, it'll be about 2 or 3 minutes. It'll be, or maybe 5 minutes. It'll be down below the back of that tree over there, and that's going to be when it really gets pretty. That cloud over there will just pop out. Yep, now it'd be a good time to fish. I see them hitting the water big time. Man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, it's changing color now. Yep, sinking down behind that lamb tree over there. Lord, 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 I see all kinds of bass in here. Right now the lake is just getting that purple haze to it. Right, guys, that's about it. Not much more. A lot of purple on the lake from the cloud and the reflection of the sky over there. But the sun is almost set behind the trees. Not much longer, a couple more minutes and it'll be down. So we're going back. We're done for now.